Well, the Phils are in need of a stopper tonight, and Jerad Eickhoff is going to play that role against the San Francisco Giants. Another cool but beautiful night. Hey, no yawning. The game hasn't started yet. I know it's pretty late back home, but you got to stay awake for the Phils and the Giants for Game 3 of this 4-game series. And don't worry, folks, the San Francisco Fire Department is on the bay and at the ready. All right, so the Phils have really struggled against the teams in California when they're out here in the state. They're 0-11 this year in California, and that includes 5 straight losses to the Padres and the Giants on this road trip. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Ben Davis. We'll hear from Greg Murphy a little later on. Tonight, Ty Blach will make the start for the Giants. So you're probably saying to yourself, the Phillies can handle him. Well, earlier this season, he threw one of 3 shutouts against the Phils. He was unbelievable at Citizens Bank Park.
He sure was, and we saw Matt Moore last night. Well, Ty Blach, he's Matt Moore 2.0. Basically has the same arsenal that Matt Moore has. He'll throw a fastball, a changeup, a slider, and a little curveball. But what he likes to do is set up righties and get in on righties with a good 4-seam fastball inside, and what that does is it open up some pitches on the outside corner. If he's working down, he will induce a lot of ground balls. But we saw last night against Matt Moore, a lot of lazy fly balls, just not able to get the lefty out of their kitchen. That's something that they're going to have to do tonight.
Are you seeing some of these swings against the Giants? Cesar Hernandez had a couple hits that night. Cameron Rupp had a couple hits that night, but not much else for the Phils. Yeah, that's a baseball he's going to keep. All right, so since that game against the Phils, where he went 9 innings, scattered 7 hits, had 4 strikeouts, he's made 12 starts. He's 4-6 with an ERA over 5.
And he's had a tough time keeping the ball in the ballpark, and that's really one of the main reasons he has struggled since that complete game against the Fighting Phils.
All right, one thing about the Giants pitchers, even though offensively he's not having the greatest of years, he's starting to turn it around. They have Brandon Crawford at shortstop. Now, Crawford has owned the Phillies this year offensively, and in this series alone, he has been productive.
He's been very good. He's hitting .389 against the Phils this season, but I like the fact that he's using the whole field. I don't like it because he's beating the Phillies, but that's what good hitters do. They use the whole field. He drove a ball out to left center last night, and obviously we know what he can do on the defensive end. He has been a Philly killer.
And speaking of that, there have been 2 key double plays against the Phillies, in particular the Tommy Joseph one that the Giants turned in Game 1 of this series, and he was right in the middle of that at shortstop. All right, so the Phils are trying to solve the West Coast and solve the San Francisco Giants. Tonight is Game 3 of this 4-game series. Eickhoff his 22nd start, Blach his 20th start. Lineups at first pitch when we return to San Francisco. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. By Toyota. Find your favorite model today. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phillies. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at ibx.com. Milling around, but Cesar Hernandez is in the box. And Ty Blach, he was out there about 3 minutes ago. We're going to start just shy of 6:05 local time. The first pitch of the night to Cesar is taken for a strike. We're underway. Actually, we are exactly at 6:05.
It's very punctual, Tom.
Yes, he is. 8-8 with a 4.37 earned run average. He hasn't even been as good as those numbers show. I mean, 4.37 is not great, but he has struggled since he saw the Phils. AT&T Park, he has a 3.60 ERA.
You look at that scouting report, he's not overpowering. I said very similar to Matt Moore, who the Phillies saw last night. 4 pitches, he'll sit right about 90 miles per hour.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Cesar, and he lays off the changeup. Cesar so far 2 for 9 in this series. Giants have won both games. The Phillies have lost all 5 on this trip and 6 in a row. And not only that, they are 1-8 in their last 9 games, and they're hitting only .209 during that stretch. 3-2 pitch to Hernandez. Out towards center field. Span on the run, and he got a good jump. And 1 out. Rest of the Phils lineup brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Well, Jorge Alfaro is making the start at first base. Why? Because he's 8 for 20 since he was called up. He made 53 starts at first base in the minor leagues, 56 appearances overall. Been taking ground balls since he got brought up from the minors. Freddie Galvis has hit in 3 straight. And a pitch upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Swing and a miss. Got a little jumpy.
Little change up there.
Another one to center field, and Span, he misjudged it initially but gets back to the spot. Gosh, the ball is carrying out in center field during this series.
It sure has been. I mean,
that didn't sound like it was hit that well.
Yeah, Cesar struck his well. Freddie, ball gets up in the air and it is really carrying.
Giants are wearing their 3rd different uniform top for this weekend series. So much for being superstitious.
All comes down to what the pitcher wants to wear.
Nick Williams, he'll take on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Williams was hitless in last night's game. He's 1 for 8 in the series. He's done a good job against left-handers so far. Now this is going to be an easy inning for Ty Blach. He is picked up right where he left off in Philadelphia. It's a 1-2-3, top of the 1st. So Jerad Eickhoff is ready to go in a scoreless game. To get that stain on the sleeve off that jacket. It's been bugging me for 2 days, 3 days now.
I'm on it, Tom.
Let's take a look at the Giants lineup brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Well, the lineup is the same. It's the same one we've seen the first 2 games of this series. Pablo Sandoval's got a couple hits in this series, and he's hitting .313 lifetime here at AT&T Park, and they'll face Jerad Eickhoff. The right-hander is 3-7 with an earned run average of 4.5. He's been better since he came off the disabled list. His curveball has been better, at least the batting average against, and the swings and misses. And his fastball command has been better. Don't forget, this is a guy who started the year 0-7. That ball's hit well to deep right field. Perkins going back to the scoreboard, and it's off the brick wall. Perkins kicks it. Uh-oh, this is going to be trouble. Spans around third, and this is going to be the easy one. He'll score standing up, and the Giants take a 1-0 lead.
Man alive, 1 pitch in for Jerad Eickhoff. I think it's going to go down as an E9, triple E9.
Remarkable.
It really is. I didn't think, again, we talk about the way the ball's been carrying. I just didn't think it was going to carry this far.
It actually hit under that brick. It hit the regular part of the scoreboard. And then Perkins tried to go down with it and just kicked it, I think, with both feet.
And if he picks it up right then and there, there's no way Span scores.
Well, here's Hunter Pence. They haven't put an error up on the board, so they're calling it an inside the park home run. Hunter Pence to right field. Cameron Perkins will wait under it, and he makes the catch. I was with you, Ben. I wasn't sure if they would rule it a triple E9.
Well, when it initially comes off the wall, if he bends down and picks it up instead of kicking it, there's no way Span scores on that. There's no way.
It would ruin the storyline of him having an inside the park home run. But you're right. I mean, it was an inadvertent kick. Maybe that's what they're thinking.
Well, do players make inadvertent throws that end up in the dirt?
They do.
Yeah.
They are swinging early and often against Jerad Eickhoff. Franco over toward the railing and out of room. And the count is no balls and 1 strike to Jared Parker. Parker 3 for 7 so far in this series. Take another look at it.
If he reaches for it, if he picks it up right there, so he kicks it with his right, then with his left.
Breaking ball, and it's 0-2.
It's really a moot point anyway. I mean, Hunter Pence comes up and hits a fly ball to right field. He would have scored anyway,
right.
But still.
Another breaking ball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. That is the first inside the park home run for the Giants since Kelby Tomlinson hit one in October of 2015 against Colorado. Inside and 2-2.
I was watching a ball game the other day that the Astros were playing. I think who they were playing. The Diamondbacks. And one of the Astros players hit a home run. It was the team's 3rd inside the park home run.
I saw that.
3rd of the season.
Parker is down looking, and there are 2 outs. Yeah, that caught my eye too. Because that's, I mean, you just don't see that.
No.
Bruce Bochy's team didn't have one all of last year. So 1 run in on what has been scored at inside the park home run. It's the 11th in park history and the 7th by a Giant. Javier Baez of the Cubs had one a couple weeks ago here at AT&T Park as Posey takes a strike and it's 0-1. Posey 3 for 7 in the series, and it's 0-2. Buster Posey has been hot against the Phils. He has hit in 20 consecutive against the Phillies. Ground ball softly to short. To his left is Freddie Galvis. And the inning is over. It's an 11-pitch inning for Jerad Eickhoff, but it begins with an inside the park home run. Giants lead at 1-0 as we go to the second. Second inning. Time now for our Nissan keys to the game. You got something in there about an inside the park home run?
No, I don't.
Oh.
But I would like to see these righties get Block out of their kitchen. So sell out on some fastballs in. They hit a lot of lazy fly balls in that pitch last night. And Jerad Eickhoff, he's 7 or 8 innings.
Yeah, Jim Salisbury talked about that on the pregame show tonight as Hoskins fouls one back to the right.
And when I say about selling out on a fastball in, I mean, look for that pitch in, and I don't care if you hit it 9 miles foul. Just sell out on that pitch. It looked like they were getting pitches inside last night, and they were trying to just stay inside and flay them to right field. But what you do, you drop your bat head and you hit lazy fly balls.
Ground ball, that's a foul ball. According to Gary Cederstrom, Hoskins had one of those in San Diego the other day. The coaching staff still felt like it was fair after the game. No balls, 2 strikes to Reese. Reese is 2 for 5 with 3 walks so far in this series. He has walked 6 times since being called up. And he's down looking on strikes. That is the 5th time he has struck out. First strikeout for Block. And Maikel Franco is coming up. MLB.com At Bat is your #1 mobile app for live Phillies baseball for the rest of the year. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get the Phil's home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and news, which is important as we head toward the off-season. Download MLB.com At Bat today. Maikel Franco swings at the first pitch and loops it into left center for a base hit. So the Phils have their first hit. And Jorge Alfaro's coming up.
I don't mind the move at all of Pete Mackanin putting Jorge at first base today. You know, Tommy's had a rough go of it, especially against lefties, which is hard to believe. Jorge had a couple hits last night. Why not?
Yeah, Tommy is only 2 hits since the All-Star break against left-handed pitching. So Pete said today, he said, I just want to get him a day to clear his head, maybe watch a little video. He said that Tommy knows what he's doing wrong. He's just into a habit right now that he's having a tough time breaking. 1 ball and no strikes to Alfaro. And he hits it toward the right side. Tomlinson can't handle it. And Alfaro is going to get a base hit, and the Phils have runners on first and second with 1 out.
And that's some good placement right there.
That's right.
Jorge laughing. Yeah, you take 200 of them a year.
Well, with one out, runners on first and second. Cameron Rupp's coming up. And Cameron the other night provides us with our home run replay, brought to you by your Delaware Valley BMW Centers. He hits this one the opposite way, and Buster Posey told him later on in the ballgame, he said he's only seen 3 right-handers go to that spot, that general area, since he's been catching here at AT&T Park. Now the first pitch is inside, and from a Cameron standpoint, he said, I hit it good. I hit it real good. And Murph, hopefully it's a sign of things to come, particularly as the series winds down.
Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, you know, it's one of those home runs that was so big and so long that they were still talking about it the next day at batting practice. You mentioned what Buster Posey had to say to Cameron during the game. He also, you know, he said he can remember 3 guys hitting it out that way. Actually, this season, it's happened 5 times, including what Cameron Rupp did the other night. 5 times a right-handed batter going opposite field here at AT&T. So one more than Buster Posey remembers. But still, you think about it, all season long, that is certainly not a lot of home runs coming off the bat of right-handers. And the next day, Jeff Samardzija, who threw the pitch, said to Cameron Rupp, he said, I was just hoping it hit the top of that wall. Not, you know, so A, so it didn't go out and it wasn't a home run, but B, he said, I just wanted to watch you have to run 3 bases to get yourself a triple. He said that's what I was hoping, but it of course went over the wall for a home run for Cameron, guys.
Yeah, that's a shot. I mean, there's a lot of power there. And Cameron also, I was talking to him yesterday, and we were talking about the distance of Nick Williams' home run. He said, now how was Nick Williams' home run that much farther than mine? Because his was estimated, I think, at 398 feet. So that spot where Cam hit it, which is, you know, just to the right of Triple's alley, is what Buster was talking about. That general area that not too many balls by a right-hander goes out there to that area right there.
Oh, I've never seen a righty hit one out there.
Well, you said that the other night. That ball gets away from Posey, and both runners will advance.
I've never even seen one hit up there in batting practice by a righty.
Really?
No.
Now, because of the wind more than anything, right? And the height of the wall?
Yeah. I mean, there are 2 major factors in that. Left field it will go, but not out there. And that goes to show you, Cameron said, when I hit it, I thought it was going in the bay. He said, that's how far I thought I hit it. He said, then it just went a couple rows up. He goes, I was still happy that obviously it was a home run.
He thought it was going to go in the bay.
But he said, no. He said, that's how far I thought I hit it.
He did say that it was off the bat. It felt better than, and he's had a few opposite field home runs, but off the bat, he said it felt better than anyone so far this year. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Rupp, and now he'll ask for time. Off his foot. Ow.
Maybe we can get the ice bag for Cam from this gentleman down here in front of us. It's ice in his knee. You go to the ballpark, you might get surprised every time you go to the ballpark. There literally is a guy down there with a Ziploc bag icing his knee. Second time he's had it on tonight, Tom.
Ben, 20 on, 20 off. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Rupp. Inside, ball 4. So the bases are now loaded, and Cameron Perkins is coming up. Perkins 0 for 4 so far in this series, as he will bat after that 8-pitch at bat.
Big spot right here. I know it's only the 2nd inning, but the way the Phillies offense has struggled, they haven't had a whole lot of opportunities like this. Last night, Freddie was able to come through with the single with the bases loaded.
Yeah, the bases loaded numbers this year for the Phils. Pete was talking about that. He said that's one of the surprises is how much they've struggled in this area. Opposite way, Pence will get there. Tagging from third is Maikel Franco. Throw to the plate will be cut off, and the Phils have tied the game up. All right, so a sac fly, and it's a 1-1 game.
Good job of getting the pitch elevated right there by Cameron Perkins. Not getting out and around a baseball. Look for something up. Keep the ball off the ground.
Jared Eickhoff is coming up. And he hits it back toward the middle. Block has it. 1-3 on the putout. A run scores. Phillies lead 2. We played 1.5. It's a 1-1 game. During the month of August, the Phillies will make a contribution to the Help Our Kids Radiothon, benefiting the Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children. You can find out more at nemours.org/radiothon. It's a 1-1 ball game. Jared Eickhoff threw 11 pitches in his first inning. Hey, Jason's here.
There he is.
Well groomed as he was last night.
5 years of work right there.
And then some.
And then some.
5 years to grow it. Milena doesn't look as cold as she did last night with the Eagles hat on. Jared Eickhoff made the last out, so he has all the time he needs. By the way, Jim Young, the official scorer for tonight's ballgame, has released his explanation as to why he ruled Denard Span's ball off the wall. An inside the park home run. I guess one of the writers had asked him, said Perkins missing and then kicking the ball wasn't a physical mistake because it resulted from an odd carom off the wall. So whether you agree with it or not, he has an explanation. I do think that Cameron actually put himself in a good position to field the ball off the wall and just missed it and then kicked it. But Denard Span gets it inside the park home.
I just don't think it was that crazy a carom. That's all.
1 ball, 1 strike to Pablo Sandoval. Towering pop up. Cameron Rupp over toward the on-deck circle. Well, that would have been a tough play with the wind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
It was a tough play for the 8 people that missed it in the stands, too.
Remember one time I had a play here down the left field line. But here's the play again. So where's their weird bounce? It just comes straight down. I'm not seeing anything weird about that.
Yeah. Well, he scored it pretty quickly. 1-2 pitch to Sandoval. Swing and a miss. Curveball.
Now that high pop-up made me think. I was playing a game here once, and the wind was really whipping around. And the lefty had hit a high pop-up over towards the third base dugout, and I kind of just went over there very nonchalantly, and the ball ended up bouncing between me and the third baseman. It was probably Phil Nevin at the time, and it bounced on the dirt, and I felt, you know, I came in and Boch had a few choice words for me, and he said, "Hey man, these conditions, you got to bust it over there. Get over there as soon as you can. Just get rid of that mask and sprint over to where you think it's going to be, and then adjust accordingly." He said, with these conditions, you never know when that ball is going to be able to come back, and I didn't make that mistake again.
The thing about Bochy is he was probably harder on you because he was a former catcher.
He always knew where you stood with the man. That's what I love about it. You know, the communication between a player and a manager was always there, so you're never wondering.
Fly ball right field, and Perkins started back, now in, and makes the routine play. 2 outs. Keep up with the Phils no matter how busy your weekend gets. Download the NBC Sports app now and never miss the teams that you love. Ryder Jones takes strike 1.
Boy,
a couple times in this second inning he's got inside.
Guarantee that 88 looks about 98. Filthy.
Yeah, he's got a good one tonight, at least in these first couple of innings.
So what that pitch before that opens up is he can go back in there with a hard fastball or drop another hammer on him.
Looks like that's what he's going to do. Missed, and it goes outside. Eickhoff, since returning from the DL, his earned run average is 3.18. Batting average against is 219. And a line drive foul. Jeff Huey is the ball dude down the first base line. 58-year-old from Stockton, California. He was ready to make that play off the carom. Juan Samuel didn't even flinch. Bat Boy did.
He hit a ball that foul. I mean, he's basically hit it behind him.
Up with the fastball, and it's 3-2. No sliders yet, right?
I haven't seen any.
And he gets it, rolls inside, and Ryder Jones hit by a pitch. Yeah, that'll bring Kelby Tomlinson to the plate. balls and 1 strike to Tomlinson. 3 for 8 this series. Ryder Jones was hanging off that first base bag.
And I would not be surprised to see him take off. 2 outs. You have the 8-hole hitter up. Tomlinson makes out. You don't want Block to lead off.
He didn't have his wrist guard on, Ben.
No.
It was not helping his aerodynamics. Curveball, and it's low. Outside, that's the first slider of the night.
I would like to see Jared. He's last hitter, especially to Ryder. He started at getting Ryder Jones. He started to fall off more towards the first base side. I'd like to see him finish with more momentum going towards home plate. See that?
Yeah. That's where he was running into the problems when he was 0-7.
Correct. And that time he just slipped, but you know, you want everything going towards the catcher. You don't want to be peeling off, because then you start yanking balls to the first base side of home plate.
So now he will be off from first base.
Jorge Alfaro is going to play behind Ryder Jones, just slightly. You know what Jorge's thinking right now? Man, it's so easy to play out here. I have to squat. I have to put shin guards on.
There it goes. Pitch outside. Ball 4. So the 21st pitch of the inning after a comfortable 11 pitch first. Ty Blach is coming up. Hey, in this next homestand, the Phillies not only will take on the Marlins in a 4-game series, which includes a doubleheader on Tuesday, but they'll also take on the defending world champs, the Chicago Cubs. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Don't forget, Sunday is ShopRite Back to School alarm clock given out to kids 14 and under. Go to Phillies.com for more info. Purchase your tickets. You can go to the theme night page to see what theme night Friday will be. At the knees to block it. It's 0-1. Squirts for a moment away from Cameron Rupp, but not far enough to allow the runners to advance. But Jared was rolling. Now all of a sudden,
the only saving grace is you do have the pitcher up.
Yeah.
And hopefully he can finish him off.
He's going to wind up throwing 25 pitches in this inning, or close to it. Curveball. It doesn't come all the way through.
Let's not forget he had Ryder Jones down 1-2. Jones came back, worked a full count, and then he ended up hitting him a full count pitch.
Ball a little foul, and it remains 1-2. Lots of curves tonight for Jerad Eickhoff. that command of the curveball, which he had for the first 6 hitters, he's kind of lost it a little bit here these last few. Takes a breath out on the mound. It's 2-2 to Ty Blach. At this point, you just want a fastball, Ben?
Yes.
And there is the fastball, and it's up. Runners will be off with the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. So a hit by pitch, 2 walks, including the pitcher. And now to the top of the order with Denard Span. Bob McClure is heading out to the mound. 3 straight 3-ball counts, and none with the first 6 hitters of the night.
It's just unacceptable. It is. I mean, you get those 2 quick outs and you just think, you know, you just got to put your foot on their neck. Say, I'm out of here with 10 pitches. I'm out.
Gabe Morales, the home plate umpire, is nodding along with Bob McClure as he's talking. Zach Eflin, we found out after the game last night, was lifted, and Pete said he had thought about lifting him, but thought he made some adjustments and wanted to give him one more inning, but he left last night after 5 because of shoulder tightness. They'll reevaluate him as the weekend moves on, but he only went 5. So here's Denard Span with the inside the park homer, his first time up. Knees. I don't think the fans like that call.
I don't think that man liked it either.
Curveball looped out towards center, a base hit. 2 runs will score. Blocks on his way to third. It's now 3-1 Giants. Denard Span is 2 for 2 with 2 RBI, or 3 RBIs, I should say. But he's now 5 for 5 against Jerad Eickhoff.
You give a team an opportunity. You know, the better teams, and I know the Giants don't have a very good record, 2nd worst record in baseball, but they are big league hitters, and they will take advantage of a team's mistakes.
Hunter Pence flied out to right field his first time up. Pence has hit in 16 of his last 18. Last night he had a double and a home run in his first 2 at-bats. His average is so much better with runners on. Not runners in scoring position, which he has here. Just runners on in general. Hitting over .330. He is among the active leaders in batting average with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Slider outside, 2-0. .32 pitches this inning for Jerad. An even split with balls and strikes. Rupp will give this a look. It's going to stay in play, and he can't hang on.
That was a high one, and the winds are tough here, but I think Cameron's got to get rid of that mass. That mass should have been already out of there. He lets it go too soon, then he's got to retreat. I've been there, I've done it. There's not a big enough hole you can crawl into.
Well, that'll be the 6th error for Cameron Rupp. Two and one to Hunter Pence. Two and two.
Hindsight's always 20/20, but to throw that many curveballs to the pitcher, if you can't command your fastball or have enough faith in your fastball, you can throw a fastball down and away to a pitcher to get an out.
Yeah, a pitcher who does have a homer this year. He does, but he's a 189 hitter.
It's a pitcher.
He's a pitcher. Well, they've got Span. They just have to make the throw, and the tag is in time before the run scores. It's a caught stealing, and it goes 1-3-6, but the Giants do get a couple of runs. Go to the fans section for all the information. Please submit your answer on the subject line. Ben, the question is, who were the two Phillies pitchers that have thrown no-hitters against the Giants? Well, that's an appropriate question. Answer will be revealed a little later on.
Two Philly pitchers.
Not one, but two.
I think we talked about one of them last night.
We did. And that's the only hint I'll give you. Getting ready for the Kentucky Derby. I don't think it's going to be run out here, but
that is an aggressive lid.
It really is an aggressive lid. Cesar Hernandez will lead it off.
Let's throw up a 12 spot here.
All right, well, speaking of that, Block, first time through the order, the opposition is hitting under 200 against him. The second and third time through, they're hitting 322 against him. So the other teams have made the adjustments. Phillies have scored 1 run against him in 11 innings. They have 9 hits in the 2 games. No balls, 2 strikes to Cesar. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Nick Vitullo of Ocean City, New Jersey. Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game. Then Nick will win $200. McDonald's, enjoy an ice cold delicious soft drink for only $1. Ah, loving it.
Good luck, Nick.
Second strikeout for Block.
He has pretty good command of his changeup and his backdoor breaking ball tonight. There's just a changeup down. Cesar way out in front.
How important is it for a pitcher to have both right-handed and left-handed, that backdoor breaking ball?
Well, it's huge because it's just a pitch that you're going to give up on, especially if you can command the inside part of the plate like Block has done tonight right there with the ball, but he's still commanding that pitch in there. What Matt Moore did last night. So you get guys looking in there, and then you throw a pitch, anything away, you're going to give up on as a right-handed hitter.
And the reason I ask is because we were talking to Pete today about it. He has it down on his list of things that he wants all of the pitchers to work on in the offseason. He said that he doesn't think they're commanding the back foot breaking ball well enough. Three balls and no strikes to Galvis. 3-1. I thought it was kind of interesting. I mean, it's sort of the attention to detail. Line drive to left field, and Parker can't make the play. One hops off his glove. And Freddie Galvis has his 4th hit of the series.
We have the backdoor breaking ball, which a lot of pitchers throw early in counts, and you have the back foot breaking ball, which there was a left-handed pitcher for the Phillies. He wore number 32. He got into Cooperstown by throwing that pitch. That back footer.
But it does make sense, Ben, when you think about it, particularly with guys like Eichhoff, who has a good curveball, and even the young pitchers who I think Nola can command it.
Yes.
As Williams takes a strike.
But if say you can throw the back door breaking ball, so from Block that would be to a righty, a breaking ball away for a strike, and then you can run that 4-seamer inside. Well, then you can throw the back foot breaking ball, which comes on the same plane. You read fastball.
Oh man, a line drive off the glove. Crawford throws to first, and Williams beats it out. That ball was smoked by Nick Williams. And the Phils have back-to-back hits.
That'll get your heart racing. Way to stay on that breaking ball.
I think that's why he's been successful against left-handers.
But his ability to keep that shoulder in and his willingness to take that pitch to up the middle or to left field is really paying off.
Hoskins takes low.
Reese is a guy that likes the ball up out over the plate. If you're him right now, you're thinking fastball middle away. Anything on the inside part of the plate, you're going to negate. So if you see something bearing in on you, just take it. So what? It'd be 2-1 if it is a strike. Look for something up out over the plate you can do some damage with. This isn't just, oh, I have a 2-0 count, I'm going to swing because he's got to throw one in there. Still have to look, just because it's a strike doesn't mean it's your strike.
That's why they give you 3.
A high fly ball to deep left field. Parker going back to the wall. It is gone. A 3-run home run for Rhys Hoskins, and the Phillies take the lead here in the top of the 3rd.
Loud noises. Mercy. And the hometown crowd, you can hear them up here in the booth. What a great feeling for Rhys Hoskins.
Finally something for Jason to cheer about.
And alive.
Well, that is his 4th home run since being brought up from the minor leagues.
I talked about that pitch up out over the plate. Whew. That's exactly what you're looking for.
Here's Maikel Franco. By the way, Nick Vitullo of Ocean City's just won $200 thanks to the McDonald's home run jackpot.
Way to go, Nick.
0-2.
But that's such a good sign. He's not taking that 2-0 hack and falling over is Rhys Hoskins. He's still staying under control, which obviously is easier said than done if you're a youngster trying to make an impression in the big leagues.
Well, he's making an impression all right. I know his average coming in was right at 200, but off the hands, a bouncer back to the mound. And there are 2 outs. 385 feet on that home run. Well, one thing that Pete was hoping with Hoskins coming up is that he could help them with their left-handed numbers, or the numbers against left-handers. In the 25 starts since the 14th of May, the Phillies are hitting just .219 against lefties, and they had 15 home runs. Excuse me, .219 on base percentage. They're hitting .232. And 15 home runs. 1-0 to Alfaro. That is only the 42nd home run against lefties out of the 121 the Phillies have hit this year. Bouncer foul. Fastball just missed on the inner half. Alfaro punches it foul.
Heads up, Murph.
Seriously.
Hit the dirt.
That was coming right at you, though, buddy.
Right at us.
Over Murph's head this time. And it remains 2-2. In the stat sheet, it says that Alfaro, who has played in 6 games since he's been called up, has a 7-game hitting streak. That's because he had a hit in his final game of 2016 with the Phils. So it carries over. Ground ball toward the hole. Sandoval is able to track it down, and his throw goes right on by Ryder Jones.
You okay in there, Greg?
Did that go into? They did.
Hit the dirt.
Boy, that was a heck of a play just to get to it. Jorge does run really, really well for a catcher. I think this would have to go down as a hit.
Yeah, it has been scored at E5. Would have been close if it was a clean throw.
Yeah, but that's. I guess they looked at them as two different plays. It was a tough effort to get there.
Wasn't ordinary.
No, was not ordinary.
Cameron Rupp walked his first time up. And it's 1 ball and no strikes to Rupp. Can't happen a third time though, Murph. Well, I guess it could.
Another one out there, Rupper. Would have to be a bullet hit somewhere for Juan Samuel to stop Jorge Alfaro coming around third base. That's the luxury you have when you have a lead.
Hit sharply to short, and Crawford is there. And the inning is over. But the Phils get 3 runs on the 3-run home run by Rhys Hoskins. This ball was mashed. And the Phils have taken the lead. We're going to go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Phils have the lead, and everybody is happy. 4-3. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And by McDonald's. Enjoy an ice-cold, delicious soft drink for only $1. I'm loving it. Queen Bee is rolling along the bay as Hunter Pence leads it off. The Phillies have the lead 4-3. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Pence was up when Denard Span was caught stealing. And a line drive base hit it to center field. Pence had some noticeable body language when Span was thrown out when it finished up the third inning. I guess he was thinking, give me a chance to drive the run in.
Exactly.
And if you're going to go, wait till the pitch is delivered. Jared Parker struck out looking his first time up. Doesn't have the curveball he had in the first inning and 2/3. You know,
the last couple is just kind of rolling. Doesn't have that sharp break on it. And this is where having a third pitch or even a fourth pitch as a starting pitcher comes in handy, because if you don't have a particular pitch on a given night, you can always go to another one.
He didn't throw his changeup at all in his last outing.
But he did the outing before that, and he said, I'm starting to get a feel for it again.
I think that was it right there.
That was it. Yep.
Broken back ground ball. Oh, Alfaro makes a nice play, touches the first base bag, and now they've got Pence in a rundown. Freddie Galvis will track him down at a double play. 3-6 on the double play.
One of the few times where it pays to be right-handed at first base. You know, I love me a left-handed first baseman, but I don't know if a lefty's going to be able to get to his backhand. Despite breaking his bat, the ball still gets on Jorge Alfaro very quickly. An excellent play nonetheless. And smart by Freddie just to go ahead and run him back.
And Buster Posey fouls it. It's 0-1. Something bothered Posey there on that swing with his left arm.
I'm surprised at how aggressive he's been the first 3 games in this series. A lot of 0-2, 1-2 counts. Almost like he doesn't trust himself.
He's banging that bat down to see if it's broken, because if you listen to that ball off the bat, the bat sounded funny. With 2 strikes, Posey hitting .288, second best to Zach Cozart. And he lays off, and it's now 2-2. Balls to 2 strikes. This is the 4th 0-2 count that Eickhoff has worked into. He has gotten 2 of the previous 3. Let's see if he can get Posey. Posey fouls the 3-2 down the right field line.
Jared goes with a slider there.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Actually, there was a foul tip that Rupp hangs on to. 3rd strikeout for Jared Eickhoff. We've completed 3. 4-3, Phillies on top.
Versus division in your own league. Phillies on top of that list versus the NL West, just 6-22 this season. Giants on that list as well versus the NL East. They're 9-21. Tigers, they've struggled against the AL West, and then you see the Phils on the list again against the National League Central, just 9-20 against the Central. Phils have played well against their own division, but have struggled against the rest.
Surprising, as we mentioned last night, because they had so much success against the Padres in past years. Even the Rockies. I mean, think about the success in the postseason, except for 2007. Cameron Perkins had a sac fly his first time up. Hits this one out toward right field. And Hunter Pence will make the catch. And Jared Eickhoff with one out will come up. Phillies with 4 runs already in 3 1/3. Last time they scored 4 runs in a game was August 11th. That's how rough this has been. Hoskins' 3-run home run makes it 4 runs. That's 8 days. Tapper foul. That it's 0-2. But they are 1-8 in their last 9, and they're averaging 2.7. Taps it foul. The other thing is the Phillies have scored 4 runs off a lefty. We were talking about their struggles against left-handers. It's the first time since June 18th, which is a span of 13 starts. Obviously, they don't see a lot of left-handed starters. Eickhoff pulls it right past Buster Posey down the left field line. And Jared is going to get to second base with his first double of the year.
Is there a rule that if you get ahead of a pitcher, you got to throw breaking ball after breaking ball?
They must have implemented it just a couple years ago, because I don't remember it.
Just past the diving panda. I don't care what you say. That's a great feeling for Jared Eickhoff.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Not you. You in general.
Tom. Cesar lines it down the right field line.
But seriously, as much fun it is, I'm sure, for a pitcher to strike somebody out, there's no better feeling in the world than hitting a baseball hard somewhere.
Breaking ball upstairs, 1-1. I do think that it is. I definitely think it's a thrill. But do you think pitchers really feel that? Well, you were a pitcher at one point.
Yeah, but I just know how much harder it is to hit a baseball than it is to throw one. It's a fact.
I would agree with that, because everybody can throw one, but can they throw it effectively?
Correct. But even that last year when I was pitching, I knew if I threw a pitch in a certain spot, the guy had no chance.
Outside.
Just again, a matter of executing it.
He called that a strike. He did call that a strike. And a line drive to center field. Span comes in, makes the catch. This September, the Phillies are offering a fall ballpark pass. 15 games for just $50. Gives you access to every Phillies regular season home game in September for just $50. All tickets are delivered digitally via your mobile device. Visit Phillies.com for more information. Freddie Galvis is 1 for 2.
You can get Freddie to trade places with Jared Eickhoff right here.
Fouls it off to the right. It's 1-2. Just foul. Just foul.
Block using a lot more off-speed pitches in this outing than when he had that complete game back at Citizens Bank Park.
Yeah, I think this is what the Giants have seen, since that game. 26 years old, out of Aurora, Colorado. Went to Creighton. He was effective for them last year in a limited amount of time.
No, I won't be here tomorrow or Monday for sure. Maybe not even Tuesday. I'm off to work.
And a line drive, one hopper out towards shortstop. Brandon Crawford throws out Freddie Galvis. No runs, one hit, and one man left. It's 4-3 Phillies on top of the Giants. Toyota. Find your favorite model today. Toyota, let's go places. Well, the Phillies are on top 4-3. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. See if Jerad Eickhoff can continue to keep this one-run lead. Pablo Sandoval's leading off, and he's the subject of our Geico quote of the day on his role with the Giants. I feel great. My body feels great. I've rested so many times already. That means he wasn't playing. I don't want to do that. I want to continue to play. Try to do everything I can. I feel great. When you feel great, you want to keep playing. It's a nice way of putting that. The Red Sox didn't play me. And he was hurt, too.
He can be entertaining at times, that's for sure.
Phillies fans finally have something to cheer about out here on the West Coast.
Their beer matches their hat.
Sure does. You can only drink beer that matches the hat. That means she'd have to drink a Stella. Ben, did you go to the wedding today?
I wasn't invited.
Really? You were invited to the reception.
That's a heck of a way to spend your wedding night, I guess.
Must have been a boring reception.
Or they just really love the Giants.
That's true. All right, so Sandoval will lead it off. Sandoval takes low. Sandoval struck out his first time up. This one's out toward left center field. Long run for Williams. He's not going to get there. And Sandoval's on his way to second base, and he will get there with his 3rd double as a Giant. The ball gets away, but not far enough for him to advance.
Well, that piece of hitting. He's running well. He looks a lot more fluid out there. I didn't think it was a terrible pitch. Cameron Rupp set up. He goes down and gets it. Now you try and pull that pitch. You roll that over to Cesar all day long. That's just a really good piece of hitting.
Yeah, he's well rested. Brandon Crawford flied out to right his first time up. And he pulls this one down the right field line, foul into the seats. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Here's a happy lady. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1. Giants have already won more games here in August than they won in June and July. They won 9 in June, 9 in July. Bruce Bochy's team is 10-7. To the right side, a base hit to right field. Sandoval's being waved and now held as the throw goes to the plate by Cameron Perkins. It'll be 1st and 3rd with nobody out here in the 4th inning. From a single room to an office overhaul, WB Mason and the Hahn Now program has you covered. Hahn Furniture provides beautiful options for every part of your office, and W.B. Mason provides it all at amazingly low prices. All in service means you don't have to lift a finger. Who but W.B. Mason? Well, the Phillies will have to play the infield back to try to turn 2, leading it by 1. Last night, the bottom of the order didn't do much at all for the Giants until the last at bat. Tonight, they've had an impact. Ryder Jones takes strike 1. To right field. It's not deep. Perkins comes running in. Sandoval is tagging and will not go. Good recovery by Cameron Perkins.
Sure was. And Sandoval, I'm not saying he was going to tag up, but he kind of gets caught in no man's land, thinking this ball is going to fall in there. There's no way he could have gotten back in time, retreated to third base, and then still be able to tag up.
Yeah, right there when he made the catch is when he stumbled back to the third base bag.
See, Sandoval just gets caught off guard. By the time he gets back, there's no way he could have made it.
Tomlinson walked his last time up. Phillies still lead Major League Baseball in pickoffs. Earlier in the game, Span was not picked off. It was a caught stealing. Phillies pitchers, though, have picked off 14 runners. Six of them have been at second base. Ball runs a little high, and it's 1-0.
During that workout, their first day in town here, Pete was talking about on Thursday afternoon, they had that early workout. He took all the pitchers out to the mound, and he said, with a man on second base, just vary your times. Either to do one look back to second, maybe the next pitch 2 looks back, maybe the next pitch no look.
To the right side, a base hit. A run will score. The game is tied up. RBI single for Kelby Tomlinson, his 4th hit of the series. But again, still 1 man down.
Just going with the pitch. Pitch down, you have that hole open. A lot of real estate that's open on that side of the diamond.
Block has 4 sacrifice bunts so far. Mentioned that he has a home run this year. It came against Oakland and Chris Smith. In the dirt. And it's 0-1.
Let him do it. See Michael at third and Jorge at first base starting to creep in a little bit.
Now swings away and it's 1-1. I guess they figured he threw the curveball on that first pitch, that he would come back with a fastball and maybe he can get a swing on it.
He handles the bat okay for a pitcher.
Yeah, 189. He bunts up the third base line. Rupp does not have a play at third, and now he doesn't have a play at first. Boy, that was an excellent bunt.
Incredible bunt.
All that replaced turf in front of home plate, I think, slowed it up even more.
He goes back to a curveball again, which I don't like because a curveball's already going down. So you just have to get your bat on it. That's why I like good firm fastballs, belt high. You see that pitch already going down towards the ground. You get your bat on it. Where's it going to go? Into the ground. I think if Cameron comes up and spins inside, he would have had block at first base. But what a bunt.
Yeah, it was a good bunt. Denard Span has seen 3 pitches. He has 3 runs batted in tonight's game. And here at the bottom of the 4th, he's up with the bases loaded. One ball and no strikes.
Start to get some action here in the Phillies bullpen.
Popped him up. Freddie Galvis backpedaling and settling under it. Infield fly rule has been called. And 2 outs as he gets Span, and now he's got to deal with Hunter Pence. Adam Morgan's going to head out and start to warm up.
Just 76 pitches thus far, but it's been a struggle for Jared.
Yeah, I think Pete's thinking we might be dodging some bullets here. He's given up 4 runs on 7 hits. One.
But if you get Pence here, might be able to get one more inning out of Jared.
Yeah, I would think so. But it's kind of what we were talking about before the game. Jim Salisbury talked about it on the pregame show. You and I have been talking about it. That they really need him to go 6 or 7, which is what he did a lot last year. Curveball popped up and out of play.
But not just him.
No, I agree.
Everybody.
Yeah, particularly during this stretch of 9 games where they're 1-8. The starters are barely into the 5th inning.
And it's unrealistic to expect 1 through 5 in your rotation to go 7 innings every time out, but do it once every 3rd starter. Get deep into ball games, takes the burden off the bullpen.
0-2 pitch coming to Pence. In the dirt. 1-2. Jared is battling here. He has everything you want from a pitcher. Work ethic, body type, smarts.
Durability. Up until this year, we had to go in the DL. That tightness in his back.
Curveball in the air to left field. Rhys Hoskins is out there and under it, and Eickhoff does work out of any additional trouble. A run does score on 4 base hits. We'll go to the 5th in a 4-4 game. Call 610-520-3400 or visit PhilliesFantasyCamp.com. Live the dream of putting a Phillies uniform on with your favorite number. It's located at the Carpenter Complex in Clearwater, Florida. Again, call 610-520-3400. Well, we're all square at 5. Block has thrown 48 pitches in the last 2 innings. He and Eickhoff each threw 11 in the first. All was right in the world, except for the inside the park home run. But since that time, both have extended themselves a little bit. Swing and a miss by Nick Williams. Williams is 1 for 2. Off the hands, over to first. 3-1 on the putout. And Rhys Hoskins is coming up. Hoskins, a 3-run home run. In his last at bat, he provides us with our Toyota turning points.
As he gets a 2-0 count here, look for something you can drive up out over the plate. He gets it middle. Does not overswing. Puts the Phillies up at the time 4-3. Drove in Freddie and Nick Williams. That was your Toyota turning point.
I think one thing that Pete's talked about, and the reason why he batted him 4th after his second day, is that he was comfortable, and he heard reports about it, but he was comfortable with his approach. And I think what he's done in the minor leagues, Murph, is now carried over here to the big leagues.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Tom. You know, we've heard so much about Rhys Hoskins over the last 2 years and the way he approaches his at-bats. And, you know, everyone was anxious to see if he was going to be able to translate that into the big leagues. And, you know, I had a chance to sit down with Rhys the other day, and I said, he had been here about a week, and I said, you know, what's been the hardest part about, you know, taking your game from AAA to the big leagues? He said, well, it's keeping that approach. He said the approach itself is easy. I mean, that you know what you have to do. See a lot of pitches at this point. He's walked more than he's struck struck out. He's seen almost 5 pitches per at bat. He said, you have to be stubborn about it, though. You have to continue to tell yourself to keep doing that. You know, Ben, you were talking about in his last at bat, he had the 2-0 count, and not to just go swinging at any strike, but to pick that strike out and swing at the one that you want to swing at. He said that's what he has to do, to remind himself to be stubborn with his approach, and if he does that, then he's going to be successful at this level.
Yeah, and he's going to keep growing.
Yes. And he was telling us today, he said one thing that the major improvement over the last couple years is he feels so much more comfortable with 2 strikes.
Got something soft with a 3-1 pitch. He was expecting a fastball.
And to hear a power hitter like Rhys to be comfortable, you see his pitches per plate appearance is 4.7. But to hear a guy with some big time pop say that he's comfortable with 2 strikes speaks volumes.
Inside, ball 4, so he walks for the 7th time. And Maikel Franco is coming up. Before the ball game, down on the field, Barry Bonds was there. Rhys did not talk to him, but Ricky Jordan was down on the field, and Rhys was talking to Ricky. Ricky actually coached Rhys when he was 17 years old on a travel team with Ricky's son. So they chatted for a little bit, caught up.
And speaking of 17,
right, they both wore 17, or both have worn 17. It's good to see Ricky Jordan down on the field.
that man could hit a high fastball.
You think now he could?
Probably. Just love the way he used to wear his hat too. First base.
Breaking ball, 0-2.
But remember that the tarp that at the vet, so you had the yellow line where the fence is, and just to the left of the bullpens and to the right of the bullpens, they had that little tarp that was covering the bleachers, that black tarp. They had some
the baseball logo,
yeah,
the team
the logos. He would pelt that thing.
Bouncer to short. That should be 2. There's 1. 6-4-3. Phillies are retired here in the 5th. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Both teams with 4 runs. Report. Citizens Bank, the official bank of the Phils. Well, Denard Span is not the only one with an inside the park leadoff home run. Scott Kingery did it today. He extended his hitting streak to 17 games. They lost to Charlotte 5-3. Reading swept by Hartford. The Yard Goats 1-0 and 9-6. Clearwater defeated Charlotte 6-3. Edgar Cabral 2-for-3. And Lakewood defeated Delmarva 4-3. Adam Hazley hit his first home run with the Blue Claws.
Be careful of those Yard Goats, Tom.
Playing in a brand new stadium up at Hartford. I asked somebody why they were called Yard Goats, and it was odd because they play in downtown Hartford. I can't remember what the story was.
Goats are running rampant?
I don't think they are. Although there's a a flock of goats that are running rampant at the Presidio here in San Francisco. So maybe Hartford's got the same thing going on.
Isn't there a golf course in Jersey, the Great Garden State, that they had a problem with poison ivy, so they brought all these goats in to eat the poison ivy?
1 ball, 1 strike.
I'm serious. I think I remember hearing that. Bernie Perrant was a member there, and they brought all these goats in.
There's a strike. It's 2-2. I got the story, Ben.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. Murphy, got an update?
Tom, yeah, I need to apologize to you because when you said a flock of goats, I said to our producer, Jeff Halleckman, you can't say flock of goats.
I actually made that up.
That's not a thing. Well, guess what, Tom? You are exactly right.
Really?
You can say a tribe, a drove, a herd, or a flock of goats.
Yeah, you can.
You are the smartest man I know. I am never going to doubt you again.
I just thought it would be appropriate to say flock.
I've never heard a flock of goats, but that's because I'm not as worldly as you.
There was a band when I was in college called the Flock of Goats. They played off the Flock of Seagulls.
Wildly successful, I'm sure.
Yeah. Buster Posey takes outside. It's 1-0. A yard goat is another term for switcher, which is a small locomotive that stays in the railroad yard and serves to move cars from track to track. Of course it is.
That was my next guess.
Base hit through the right side for Buster Posey. Oh, man. I don't have the story about the golf course in Jersey. Somebody will tell us. But apparently golf courses from around the country use goats to chew up poison ivy.
Yeah. I could use one of those goats a couple of weeks ago. My poison ivy problem.
You did have a poison ivy problem.
Man.
I'm glad we got that cleared up. Here's Pablo Sandoval. He's 1 for 2. Double and a run scored. Bob McClure is out to the mound. Adam Morgan warming up to the bullpen. This is not a stall tactic. I just think Bob saw something that he wants to just try to fix. 87 pitches for Eickhoff. Buster Posey is 5 of 6 in stolen bases. A long conversation going on.
No way you could captain that one.
CSN podcasts are all about your teams, whether you're on the move or hitting the gym. You can subscribe and download on Apple, Google Play, or csnphilly.com. I could drive that. I couldn't dock it. Docking's the hardest thing in the world, I think, anyway. Outside, 1-0 to Sandoval. Ball's pulled.
Got him.
Yeah, the first base coach.
Luis Aguasil.
That's the reason why those coaches sometimes stay out of the box and not in the box. Murph. You didn't have to hit the deck on that one.
Yeah, I did.
I think this is his last batter.
Popped him up, way up there. Second base side. Cesar backpedaling. He makes the catch. 2 outs.
Yeah, it is. Here comes Pete.
Pete's going to make a double switch, so Adam Morgan is going to come in to face Brandon Crawford.
I think that's what that meeting was about. Hey, you got one guy left. Pour everything into it.
So 4 2/3 for Jared Eickhoff. Pedro Florimon is coming in for Maikel Franco, and we'll be back right after this. Citizens Bank Park on Friday, September 8th. Special guests include Brett Eldridge and Craig Campbell. Tickets can be purchased by visiting Phillies.com/Luke Bryan. Adam Morgan is on to face Brandon Crawford. Ben, you were pretty firm that you thought this was what was going to happen.
Yeah, I just thought it would. Jared's been battling himself all night, really. And you could say from pitch 1. And Crawford, we know about his numbers. We talked about that in the open. Hitting .389 against the Phillies this year, a couple home runs. And now you got a lefty-lefty matchup. So I think Pete said, you know what, we dodged some bullets last inning. Let's see if we can just get through this 5th inning here.
Pedro Florimon is on to play third base for Maikel Franco, who was the last batter in the top of the 5th inning. Phillies do have Mark Leiter available in the bullpen as well for a long man purpose. Since he is not starting tomorrow, Ben Lively is. Bouncer right side, 1 pitch, and as long as Cesar makes this throw, it does work. So the Phils get out of this 5th inning as Adam Morgan induces the ground ball. 5 in the books. It's a 4-4 game. We'll go to the top of the 5th. of the week is heating up through the dog days of summer. Nick arrived at the end of June and put together a solid July, but that was just the preview for August. Just a little past the halfway point of the month, and Williams is batting above 300 with an on-base percentage near 400. The 23-year-old rookie has been very consistent at the plate, has offered some leather support as well when called upon. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, Jerad Eickhoff is back in the dugout. He'll sit and watch and hope that his team can get some runs for the bullpen. And Jorge Alfaro will lead things off. Alfaro is 1 for 2. Singled his first time up, reached on an error his second time up. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Foul into the Giants dugout and then pops right on out. Probably a pretty short leash for Block here in the 6th inning. He's at 90 pitches now in this one as Alfaro swings and misses that, and Mr. Posey throws him out. So 1 away here in the 6th. Bruce Bochy has Corey Guerin warming up in the pen.
Big curveball in the dirt. Good hustle though by Jorge to get down the line.
Rupp takes inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Josh Osich starts to warm up in the pen for the Giants. Out towards center field. That's well hit. But Span, oh, he doesn't see it. It drops right in front of him. Wasn't as well hit as we thought. Going to second base is Rupp, and he slides in safely.
That is a thing of beauty.
Oh, it's 8 o'clock local time, and I guess it's a little darker than twilight, but he lost it. 15th double of the year for Rupp.
That's got to be a helpless feeling if you're an outfielder. Ball's up in the air for a long time.
It is.
He gets back there, and I thought the ball was actually going to travel a little bit farther.
Well, Perkins is up. He has an RBI tonight, 0 for 1. But he fouls it back, and it's no balls, 1 strike to him. Gray skies.
And they've gone to that theater lighting here at AT&T Park.
Same thing that we saw in Atlanta.
A lot of the basketball arenas have done it as well.
We did that story in Atlanta. Murph did that story about the lights. I think John talked about it as well and said that players don't lose the ball as often. Well, we've seen it twice now. 1-2 to Cameron Perkins. He takes on the outside corner. Line drive, base hit it to right center field. Rupp's around third, heading for home, and he's going to score. Cameron Perkins with an RBI single. He has 2 ribbies tonight.
Good piece of hitting.
Good for Cameron.
He's be getting a couple more at bats with a lot of lefties here that the Phillies have been facing recently, and we're going to get another one tomorrow.
And we're going to get another one now.
Supposed to be a fastball in. It just doesn't get there. Nice level swing there by Cameron Perkins. And a good read by Cameron Rupp as well, knowing that ball is going to get down. He scores easily.
So that's it for Ty Blach after the base hit by Cameron Perkins. Josh Osich is coming in. So we've got a pitching change here at AT&T Park. Trivia quiz answer. All right, Ben, the question is, who are the 2 Phillies pitchers that have thrown no-hitters against the Giants? You had one.
I have one in Terry Mulholland.
Right, 1990.
I'm going to say Robin Roberts.
Robin Roberts, good guess. Incorrect. Pedro Florimon is up. I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
I think my mom's birthday.
Oh.
April 27th. That didn't help you?
No, not at all. Sorry, Mr. McCarthy.
Fly ball left center field. Jared Parker into the alley, still going back. It's going to ride over his head and off the base of the wall. Perkins is around third, heading for home. Florimon with an RBI double. The Phillies now lead it 6-4. We only come here once a year. This is the most I've seen the ball carried in left center and right center field.
Get it up in that jet stream. That's why I was expecting Cameron Rupp's ball to go even farther than it did. Another run charged to Ty Blach.
Yeah, so he finishes with 6 runs.
Short swing. Just lands softly on the warning track, which was great because it stayed in the yard and gave Cameron Perkins a chance to score.
Back toward the middle, Cesar grounds one to Crawford, who throws him out. 2 outs, over to third goes Florimon. All right, getting back to the Jeep Stump the Fans trivia quiz answer. It happened at the Vet in 2003. Ricky Leday made the final out. Caught the final out.
2003.
Yeah. Guy had a great 2-seamer right off the hip.
Kevin Millwood?
Kevin Millwood. Little indecision down in the production cavity.
Just expecting another wrong answer. Were you down there?
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Apparently, the production cavity was buzzing Murph because he said Robert Person. Galvis takes low, 1 ball and 1 strike. That was a great day. It was not an easy lineup because Barry Bonds was part of it, but that was a great day. Ground ball through the hole on the left side. Another run scores. Florimon crosses the plate, and the Phils have put up a 3 spot here in the 6th inning, and it's now 7-4. Man, did they need this? Here we go. We flash back to my mom's birthday, April 27, 2003.
Yeah, Mike Lieberthal back there. Heck of a play.
Yeah, he made a couple really good plays.
Marquise Grissom.
This is the final out. There you go.
How about it?
Big Jim with the big hug. That turned out to be a great photo with Millwood's arms raised high in the air. Dave Righetti out to the mound to talk to Josh Osich, with Nick Williams due up. Phillies have scored 7 runs tonight. It's the most they've scored in a game since July 28th.
Love to see Freddie go first move right here. Pitching coach comes out. You know, Osich worried about the hitter. You go first move. You get picked off. You get picked off. Go.
Down and away on the first pitch. Would you have expected that as a catcher, or at least been suspicious about it?
Been suspicious, yeah, absolutely. It's just an opportune time to go.
Inside, 2-0.
You don't want to close up that hole if you are successful between first and second, but you have an RBI machine at home plate, Nick Williams.
Fastballs to Nick Williams. Justin Terrian out to warm up.
Just in case that pitcher spot comes back up.
Yeah, it's up after Hoskins. Outside, ball 4. So Williams walks. Yeah, that'll put runners on first and second. Hoskins is coming up. Let's see what Bruce Bochy's going to do. It looks like he's going to keep Osich in.
I'm expecting Buster Posey to go out and stall a little bit, give Guerin some time to warm up.
Last time he was up with 2 men on, he hit a 3-run home run. Hoskins fouls it at the plate, and it hits Posey, and it's 0-1. Hoskins walking around, giving Posey some time. Home plate umpire doing the same.
Talked about it last night. Coming into the series, lefties hitting just .211 against Osich. Righties hitting .293. That's why I'm very surprised Boch has left him in the ballgame.
Well, he's got it 1-1 to Hoskins, who earlier homered, becoming the first Philly since 1913 with 4 home runs in his first 10 career games, and the second major leaguer to do it this year. Cody Bellinger being the other. Inside 2-1. How about that? First Philly since 1913. Had 4 home runs in his first 10 games. Is he trying to let him get himself out in this spot? You wouldn't want to load the bases, do you? You think he's just missing?
I think he's just missing.
Inside ball 4. He walks for the second time tonight. So back-to-back walks. The bases are loaded. And Ty Kelly has been introduced as a pinch hitter. And Bruce Bochy's coming up and out to talk to Osich. And he's going to bring in Guerin. So Kelly will just flip-flop over to the left side of the plate. Versatility is a key, Ben. You want to be a bench player. So a pitching change here at AT&T Park. Phillies have scored 3 runs in the inning. On top 7-4. We'll be back right after this. It's a 105 Citizens Bank Business Person Special. And also, all fans coming to the ballpark will receive the Citizens Bank Pride of the Phillies print. Go to Phillies.com to purchase your tickets. Crowded concourse here at AT&T Park.
You think Adam Morgan's going to have to go in there nice? That one pitch he threw? That was a great job he did. Came in, first pitch slider. Got Crawford out.
Going 1 to Ty Kelly. Ball, 1 strike. In the air to right field. That's well hit. Pence going over toward the corner. It is gone! A grand slam by Ty Kelly. Off the bench, he's busted it open for the Phils. And it's now an 11-4 ball game.
Man alive. Did it make the water?
I don't think it made the water, but I don't think it matters. Ty Kelly has just hit a grand slam off the bench. Well, you got to give him credit. I mean, his batting average is low, but his production with RBIs off the bench is pretty high.
He definitely has a flair for the dramatic. I mean, this ball is really hit. 309 down the line, but Ty Kelly.
The Phillies certainly could use this. As Alfaro is up for the second time in this inning.
One swing, 4 stakes.
First career grand slam for Ty Kelly. Boy, a 7-run 6th inning. Alfaro waves at the 0-1. Ty Kelly. Well, it began with Block on the mound, and then Osich, and now Guerin. All three ineffective here in this 6th inning. Time was called. Gabe Morales was trying to get everybody's attention.
Guerin does take, as soon as he comes to the set position, he takes an awful lot amount of time to deliver the pitch.
Down the right field line by Alfaro. And out of play. Ball missed the glove, a hat, and a set of hands.
A second to fill in all these squares, Tom.
4 of the runs charged to Osich in this inning. 2 in this inning charged to Block. And the 1 charged to Guerin. And Alfaro strikes out to begin the inning and end the inning. 10 men come to the plate, and Ty Kelly has busted this baby wide open with a grand slam, the first of his career. Got it to that short porch in right field. It was high enough to get out of the yard, and the Phillies are on top 11-4. by your local Chevrolet dealers. By Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEF now or visit jeffersonhealth.org. And by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Well, the Phillies scored 7 runs in their half of the 6th inning. Ty Kelly still talking about that home run. Heck, he could talk about that home run for the next couple of days. Jason Terrian is the new pitcher for the Phillies, and the first batter, Ryder Jones, fouls it off the first base side.
Ty Kelly said, yeah, turn me around again.
See, Terrian's number is a 6.48 ERA. To right center field, Nick Williams got a good jump.
Yes, he did.
And now Kelby Tomlinson is coming up. Up and in. 2 balls, no strikes. It's 3 balls and 1 strike to Tomlinson. So Tomlinson draws a walk. It's a 1-out walk. And Moncrief is going to be the pinch hitter for the Giants. Gives Pete a chance to do some different things with his bullpen now tonight. He's got Lively starting tomorrow. Now he can get some guys in there. Hoskins toward the line, stumbles and slides and makes the catch. He did a good job figuring that one out there.
He sure did. And that was odd in the sense that usually off the bat of a lefty, it's going to have more spin. And that ball kind of stayed straight. It kind of straightened out as opposed to keep tailing away from Hoskins and towards the line.
So Denard Span will be the batter. Span is 2 for 3. At the knees. Phillies now with that Ty Kelly grand slam have 4 grand slams this year. 2 by Franco, 1 by Nick Williams, and now Ty Kelly. Tied for the 8th most with a lot of teams in baseball outside and low. Kelly is a pinch hitter, is 5 for 22 now with 4 doubles and a home run and 7 RBIs. It's not an easy job. The fact, I mean, we joked about being versatile, but in reality, I think that has helped.
You look at just being able to turn around against Guerin. You have that slider coming into you as opposed to going away, like we saw the good ones that he threw to Jorge Alfaro immediately after.
10 of his RBIs have come from the left side of the plate. As Cameron Rupp lets that one go right off his glove. That'll be his 9th pass ball, the 12th of the year for the Phil's catchers. Well, let's hope that doesn't harm Terry in here. And Denard Span walks. So 2 walks by Terrian. And Hunter Pence is coming up. Takes the slider, and it's 0-1. Kobe Milner warming up. 0-2. There's that slider that we've heard so much about.
Only one way to describe that swing is just wild. Watch this swing. It's a great slider.
But like Odubel, he'll come out, he'll come back in the next one, he'll whack it somewhere.
Yeah.
He just whacked it in front of the plate, and a foul ball according to home plate umpire. Cameron Rupp is thinking that was fair. It is not reviewable. Pete Buchanan just asked if he could check it. It certainly looked like it went fair. One and two.
This will give us a better view here.
Oh, no, it's foul.
It's foul. If Cameron would have picked up as it was on the plate, different story.
That's what I thought it was. I thought it actually had rolled to the top of the plate. It rolled off the side. Bouncer back toward the middle. Freddie Galvis charges in. He's got it, throws to first, and it's in time to get Hunter Pence. Well, that's a close play. They may want to take a peek at that one. Bruce Bochy just said, hold on for a second. I think Hunter Pence just said, I think they got me. So they will not review it. Bruce Bochy is going to make a double switch. Here's a replay of it. And in the glove, foot is not on the bag, and the inning is over. Nice play by Freddie Galvis. No runs, no hits, 2 men left. To the 7th we go. It's 11-4 Phils. Jason certainly has a lot to cheer about tonight after coming out last night and the Phils losing and looking dreadful in doing so. Ty Kelly has made things a little bit better.
What a great feeling. You go up there, put your team up by a lot of runs, get the rest of the night off.
Cameron Rupp facing Albert Suarez. Carlos Moncrief stays in the game in right field as Hunter Pence is out of the game, so the pitcher spot is now Pence's spot. 2 outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's nice to see the Phillies take advantage of all the walks by the Giants tonight.
Swing and a miss. And Cam strikes out for the first out. By the way, our Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. This is the way the game has unfolded. A first inning inside the park home run by the Giants. Denard Span gave them the early lead. Phils tied it in the second. Giants scored 2 in the second, but then the Phils took the lead on the Hoskins home run in the third and then scored 7 runs in the 6th inning. It was a pinch hit grand slam by Ty Kelly. Boy, this guy just throws one slider after another. There's Hoskins, who has also walked a couple times tonight. One ball, 1 strike. One and 2. Guy's got some movement on that breaking ball, huh?
His thumb's attached to the ball. It's one after the next, like you said, Tom.
And a fastball surprised him. Back-to-back strikeouts. There are 2 outs for Florimon. Don't discount Florimon's double in that 6th inning.
And how about the, I guess you could call it a misplay by Denard Span on the double that Cameron Rupp hit.
Very true.
Lost it. And lands straight away center field. Really got everything going.
Ball. He's got a variety of pitches that he's throwing.
Moving
here.
every which way. 4 pitches. Fastball
that was a
average.
changeup, right?
Yeah, fastball would average around 94. Curveball 76. Change at 85 and a slider at 83.
Swing and a miss. He just struck out the side. Phillies go down in order. They're half of the 7th inning. Time to stretch. Phillies lead it by 7. Every time a Phillies pitcher retires, the opposition 1-2-3, which hasn't happened tonight. Hobie Milner's going to take care of that right here. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Milner at 2.81 earned run average. Inside, 1 ball and no strikes. One. That's the pitch right there, Ben.
Even that first pitch that stood up Jarrett Parker, that's the pitch that he needs to get to open up the outside part of the plate with that big sweeping slider.
Galvis charges. The throw to first is in time. Man, that was a good play. Hobie Milner let it go by, thinking, all right, I'll just let Freddie get it. It was a tougher play because the ball wasn't hit that hard. But Galvis was in the right spot as always.
This play is actually not as close as the play last inning with Hunter Pence.
Put a little more on the throw.
He did. Right on the money as always.
Posey's 1 for 3. Inside, 2-1.
Be at first base tomorrow, you think?
I was thinking about that. I mean, yes, I would think so, but Bumgarner's pitching. I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, Nick Hundley is certainly an experienced catcher.
Yeah.
I think he's got something going on with that arm. You ever had that with your swings? With your shoulder, it bothers your shoulder?
Not my left arm.
A little elbow issue. Fights it off.
That ball may have had some pine tar on it. And he just was able to get a piece of it. That's why I used to put so much pine tar in the middle of my bat to cover up all the ball marks right by the label.
Up to second base on 2 hops to Cesar Hernandez. And 2 away.
Yeah, something's not right with him. I mean, he's even running gingerly off the field.
I think Hundley's putting the gear on to go into the ball game. Sandoval will bat right-handed. Bruce Bochy, manager of the Giants, with 1,839 career victories.
I was reading that in the game notes today. John McGraw, 31 years he managed. That's incredible.
You think Bochy's going to be able to stick around for another 20 years?
I don't think so.
12 years with the Padres and 11 now with the Giants. That's, I mean, that's longevity.
Yes.
In this day and age.
Yes.
23 years as a major league manager.
Especially with just the 2 teams.
Biggest coconut in the history of coconuts. He and Jay Horowitz, the Mets PR director. chance for Cameron Rupp.
Rid of the mask.
Makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for Hobie Milner, who continues to pitch well here in the big leagues. We go to the 8th inning. The Phillies a commanding 7-run lead. Your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by WB Mason. Who bought WB Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. The Phillies on top 11-4 as we move to the top of the 8th inning. Nick Hundley has taken over behind the plate for the Giants. And Orlando Calixte is at shortstop. Cesar Hernandez leads it off and swings at the first pitch, and it's 0-1. This guy has struck out 4 straight batters to begin this outing. Murph's going to update us on what's going on around baseball. Murph?
All right, thanks, Tom. Our Unlimited Baseball break presented by T-Mobile. Mike Trout has his 25th home run of the season. It is putting him into another elite club. He is just the 3rd major leaguer to have 6 25 home run seasons before turning age 26. The other 2, Eddie Matthews and Frank Robinson. Pretty good company indeed. CC Sabathia hit another milestone, strikeout number 2,680 in the American League. That is most by a left-hander in the American League in Major League history. And also, speaking of the Yankees, Aroldis Chapman has struggled in 4 straight opportunities to close out games for the Yankees, so he has lost his closing job. Right now, the Yankees say they're going to go closer by committee, so no more Aroldis Chapman to end games for the New York Yankees, guys.
Ben, you think the Yankees are taking a chance with that?
Yes.
They find themselves 5 games back overall, but still up in the wild card. And a line drive by Freddie Galvis, base hit into left field. It's a 3-hit night for Freddie.
Pretty.
Because if they're going to do anything, I mean, if they are the wild card representative, it's 1 game. Right now they'd host it, but I would think that you need the dominance of Chapman to be your closer.
And you just don't want any doubt to set in his mind.
Well, I think that's part. Joe Girardi feels like there's doubt now because he's been hit around so much. Nick Williams is 1 for 3 tonight with a walk.
I didn't think we were going to put a ball in play against the Suarez.
play, and it's 1-1.
Surprised they're holding Freddie on. I am.
I am surprised.
He's not going to be running up 7 runs in the 8th inning. 4 or 5 runs, maybe he'd be running.
Yeah, Giants did that last night. Luis Garcia with the bullpen. And Nick Williams strikes out. 5 strikeouts for Suarez. 2 outs here in the 8th inning. That's a reliever who was really struggling coming in, but he struck out 5 of the 6 batters that he's faced. And Rhys Hoskins is coming up.
I mean, he's now his ERA is down to 6.46.
What did you say it was at the beginning? 6.8, 6.91. Hoskins takes a breaking ball, and it's 0-1.
He's dealing.
23 pitches, 18 of the 23 have been strikes.
It's like he throws 23 different pitches.
Out toward the middle, and diving stop by Calixte, and the inning is over. A little humpback line drive, and Calixte was able to track it down. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left for the Phillies. We've played 7.5 on to the bottom of the 8th. Phil's up 7. Of the game.
About a Moncrief, and Rhys Hoskins comes in, changes direction, has to make the abrupt adjustment, but he comes in and makes a nice sliding catch there in left field. That is your Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Cameron Perkins moves from right field to center field, and moving into right field is Hyun-Soo Kim, as Luis Garcia takes over on the mound. Calixte leads it off, and a first pitch fastball on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Numbers for Garcia: 2.96 earned run average. It was under 2. His last few starts, though, have not been good. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
You may wonder why Pete McKenna didn't take Rhys Hoskins out of the game. He made the last out in the making of the double switch. Well, you have a guy that's relatively new, well, is new to the position in left field, and having a 7-run lead, it gives you the ability to leave that guy out there, get a little bit more experience, maybe get a few more jumps on some balls in the outfield.
Swing and a miss. That's a good slider. 1 out here in the 8th inning. And I know it's only been a handful of games for Hoskins. He's had 3 awkward plays. The one over his head in San Diego, the one over his head here yesterday, and the one in his first game in Philadelphia where he had to play it on a hop. He didn't know if he should dive for it or play it on one hop. But for a guy learning on the fly, he's made some pretty decent grabs too.
I agree.
Ryder Jones. It's that one back toward the middle. Freddie Galvis on the right side. 6-3 on the putout. 2 outs. Well, this weekend, the Chicago Cubs will be at Philadelphia at Citizens Bank Park. 3-game series begins Friday night. It wraps up on Sunday the 27th. That's a 1:35 first pitch. Friday's Goya Latino Family Celebration. Sunday is ShopRite Back to School Alarm Clock for children 14 and under.
Just in time. A lot of schools starting on the 28th. A lot of kids looking forward to getting back to school.
I think you misspoke with that one.
Said no one ever.
I think you're supposed to say a lot of parents are looking forward to the kids getting back to school. One who said no one ever. 1 ball and 1 strike to Tomlinson. One and 2. You got a new hat.
Did get a new one.
So did she.
And she's wearing the Phillies hat tonight.
Representing. She's wearing the new wedding dress. Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Be afraid to let her wear your sport coat. A little chivalry here.
Swing and a miss. And Garcia has a scoreless 8th inning. It's back to the old days. That's to the new days. That's the new look Philly fan right there. 5 years and more in the making. Last game against the Giants, 7 runs in the 6th inning. It was nice to talk about a little offense here tonight. Got Phillies fans. We got a flock of Phillies fans. That's right. They finally have something to enjoy. Guy banged his head. That happens. Hyun-Soo Kim will lead it off here in the top of the 9th inning. Got a breaking ball. It's 0-1. Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, pretty good couple innings for Suarez. Trying to bring that ERA down. It's brought it down from 6.91 to 6.32. Over to first base on 1 hop. And 3-1 on the putout.
Yeah, the 8 batters he's faced thus far, 5 have struck out. Now he actually entered today's ball game with a 7.24 ERA. He's allowed 7 earned runs in 4 innings pitched in his last 2 appearances.
Wow.
Maybe Dave Righetti found something in him to correct the problem.
He only had 16 strikeouts the entire year. Jorge Alfaro's the hitter. Alfaro is 1 for 4 in this ball game. He struck out the last 2 times. Two. He's got them guessing.
He's throwing everything for strikes.
And strike 3 called. That was right down the chute. That is strikeout number 6 for Suarez. Well, the Phillies and the Giants will wrap up this road trip tomorrow. A little day baseball, 1:10 local time. I should say 1:05 local time. We'll be on the air at 4 Eastern. It'll be Bumgarner against Lively. I'm actually interested to see Bumgarner throw just because of the injury earlier this year. They say his velocity, which was down last year, is down even more. 0-1 to Cameron Rupp. You wonder if that will come back and eventually haunt him fully, because people have so much instant respect for him because of how well he pitched for the first part of his career and the postseason.
One of the greatest postseason performances I've ever seen.
It seemed like he was in every, well, he seemed like he was in every game. But his last 5 starts, he's kind of figured some things out. Backwards. Pitching a little more backwards. Kind of what we talked about last night with Matt Moore. Just a bit outside. In the air to left field. That is well hit. Parker going back. It is gone. A home run for Cameron Rupp. It's his second one of this series. The Phils have added another one. It's now 12-4.
All you have to do is talk to it a little bit, Tom.
12 home runs now for Cameron Rupp, who also has a double in tonight's game, misplayed by Denard Span.
Man.
He was staying away the whole time, but look at pitch cast presented by Mazda.
Just so strong. He goes back to a breaking ball again and just leaves it up. And that is a short swing.
That's a good feeling for Cam. Little tapper up the third base line by Perkins.
Well, we're in a ballpark that's notoriously a pitcher's park, and we continue to see balls flying out of here. It's incredible.
On the outside corner, strike 3 called. So he strikes out 2 more in the inning, but he also gives up a home run to Cameron Rupp, his second extra inning or extra base hit of the night. And Eduardo Ramos is coming in to try to close the door for the live. It's presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Get a chance to talk about some big swings by the Phils, including Ty Kelly's grand slam that helped the Phils to a 7-run inning in the top of the 6th. Again, it's coming up after the ball game. Cure Auto Insurance presents Phillies postgame live. Well, Eduardo Ramos will take over for the Phillies here in the 9th inning. And he will face Moncrief, who is 0 for 1. Phillies with 12 runs. It's their second highest run total this year. They scored 17 against the Nats back on April 8th. Drive base hit to left center field. So Moncrief is aboard to begin this 9th inning. And back to the top of the order for Denard Span.
Nice piece of hitting there. Doesn't try and do too much. Nice easy swing. Hard line drive to left.
Giants now with 9 hits. Giants jumped out to a 1-0 lead thanks to the inside the park home run by Span. Phillies tied it in the top of the second. Giants retook the lead in the bottom of the second, and then Rhys Hoskins' home run. 3-run shot gave the Phils the lead that they have not relinquished. They were tied up in the 4th inning, and then 7 runs scored in the 6th. Center field, Perkins slipped on that loose turf, but makes the catch. And 1 out here in the 9th inning. That's the way fields used to look when there were multi-purpose stadiums.
We went to Oakland in September. Our field at Qualcomm in San Diego. Come September, the outfields were completely chewed up, spray painted green.
Swing and a mix by Gorkys Hernandez, and it's 0-1.
I have to say, Gabe Morales has done a very good job behind home plate today. I don't think we've questioned one pitch today.
Yeah, we heard the fans question one early, which was across the plate, but they felt low. And the dirt, Rupp kicks it up the first base line.
I think he's done a really very, very good job.
Consistent.
Yes, he's been good.
Phillies bullpen's done a good job too. They have 3 1/3 scoreless so far. I should say 3 2/3 scoreless so far, counting the 1 out that Ramos has gotten here. And they needed to be efficient tonight because Jerad Eickhoff went 4 2/3. But his teammates picked him up. Offense picked him up. Hernandez punches it through the hole on the right side, and the Giants have runners on first and second with 1 man down. And Jarrett Parker is coming up. Parker off the hands, out toward left center field. It's going to drop in for a hit. 3 singles in this inning, and with 1 out, the Giants have them loaded. And Nick Hundley, who came on for Buster Posey, will be the hitter. Over the last several innings, it has been sort of relaxing for the Phillies because they had the 7 spot in the 6th. This is a little stomach knot tightening, just because they need Ramos to kind of figure out his command issues too, much like Neris, much like Garcia. Hundley hitting .269, and he pops it up shallow right center field. Cesar going back, he's under it, and he makes the catch. No infield fly rule called. So it wasn't an ordinary play.
He never completely got camped underneath the ball. There's a good call.
Umpires were looking at it. Stu Shorewater, the second base umpire, was peeking at it. And now Sandoval.
Here, Moncrief is on third base there, and he just never got his feet planted.
Sandoval takes up. That got a piece. Cameron Rupp.
Panda takes the same swing every time, doesn't he?
He sure does. Let's not give away any at bats here, Ben.
I'm just saying it's one of an aggressive nature.
Well, that is true. Hitting .234 after his 1 for 4 so far this evening. Swing and a miss, 2-2. He has such a good breaking pitch too. When it's moving.
We could throw the one that's over the top, that has a ton of depth, or the big sweeper in the slider. Don't forget his mid-90s fastball. He has the tools.
High drop toward left center field. That's going to drop for a hit. 2 runs are going to score at least. Perkins' throw goes to second. A 2-run single for Sandoval. And it's now 12-6.
But it's just a matter of executing your pitches, knowing that you have a free swinger. If you're going to try and go low on Sandoval, you have to go lower than low. You want to climb the ladder, you have to go higher than high.
Yeah, he still may swing at it, right?
Exactly. And you see where Rupp's mitt is. It's just, I mean, that's a strike.
Now Calixte, and the Giants subbed out most of their starters. Many of their starters. Pence, Posey, Crawford. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And they have nobody left position player-wise on the bench.
Well, Neris is going to start to get loosened up. Oh, or 1-2. Check swing. Did he go? No. This is Adrian Johnson. The throw to second goes into center field. Another run scores. Sandoval to third. It's now 12-7.
I thought he swung first and foremost.
I did also.
I really thought he went around, but it's a shame Cameron throws his scud into center, because he would have had Sandoval dead to rights at second base. And take a look to see if he does go on the swing. Yeah, he went.
That's the second pass ball of the night for Rupp. He did go.
It's a pass ball because it never hits the dirt.
And an E2.
And an E2.
2-2. Back toward the middle, a base hit into center. It's now 12-8. 4 runs have scored in the inning. Bob McClure is going to go out. Ryder Jones is coming up. Not a save situation yet. One more batter gets on. It's a save situation.
Yeah. Hector's going to start cranking it up
He
here.
has to. Well, the shame of it is that Adrian Johnson missed the check,
Yeah.
but you still got to execute the pitches. After that, I mean, obviously executed it. All right, so here we go. Ryder Jones is up 0 for 3 with a run scored. Runner at first. Not holding on. Calixte over at first base. 0 for 3 tonight is Jones. When he was hit by the pitch in the second, he scored. Runner goes. Pitches hit out toward right center field. That's well hit. Going back on it is Kim and Perkins, and they can't get it. Perkins stumbles down. One run is in. Jones on his way to third, and he'll get there standing. It is now a 12-9 game, and Ramos has pitched this into a save situation, and Hector Neris is coming in.
Some bit of indecision out there between Perkins and Kim. They're both looking at each other like, do you have it? Do you have it? I think Cameron Perkins could have made a play on this. However, it goes down as a triple.
Well, take a look as Neris comes in. Perkins.
You see that indecision as he looks up. He just takes his eye off the prize right there. And unfortunately, it's a triple and an RBI for Jones. Here comes Hector Neris.
Having a good time up until the ninth inning. A good time. And now all of a sudden the Giants have scored 5 runs in the inning. They've got a runner at third. Kelby Tomlinson is the batter, and Neris is on to pick up his 14th save. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Thank goodness Cameron Rupp hit the home run to make it a 12 runs for the Phils. Because otherwise this would be the tying run. 2 balls and no strikes. Ay caramba, this sequence has not started out well for Hector. Runners in scoring position this series. Look at all the chances the Giants have had. And they're 15 of 36. There's a strike, and it's 2-1. 2-2, 94. All right, you got to put them away right here. Make this the best split in the history of splits. Maybe it wasn't the best, but he fouled it away. Two-two pitch coming to Tomlinson in the dirt.
Nice play.
Keeps the runner at third, but now it's 3-2.
Cameron's had a rough night defensively behind the plate. Couple pass balls, couple errors. That was a run saver right there.
Outside ball 4, and the tying run is coming up. This is remarkable.
Moncrief's up, who started this off
with an innocent single.
Yeah.
How about the closer for the Giants is going down to the bullpen to start warming up. Sam Dyson is going to the bullpen to start warming up. 12-9. Moncrief, a swing and a miss at a split. This was a 12-4 quote unquote laugher going into the 9th inning. Runner goes from first, 0-2. And Cameron Rupp was crossed up on that pitch. Fortunately, at least I think he was crossed up only because of his reaction. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe they're just going to go for signs.
I wouldn't mess around with anything else. Just throw that split and get on the bus.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Take a breath, everyone. The Phils have hung on, and they've won it 12-9. And now Jason can smile. Whew. And so can everybody else in the Delaware Valley. It wasn't easy. Well, it was for a few innings, but not at the end. But the Phils win it 12-9. The offenses are Chevrolet players of the game. Hoskins, a 3-run home run. Ty Kelly, a grand slam. And thank goodness for the Cameron Rupp solo home run, because that gave the Phils an extra run. And they win it to stop this losing streak. They also stop some hearts, too. But stop this losing streak as they win it 12-9. Our W. Mason deliveries of the game. We begin with Rhys Hoskins.
Rhys Hoskins, 3rd inning, gets a 2-0 count on Ty Blach.